Okay, welcome everybody. It is just upon the hour, 11 a.m. Eastern, and we're just about to get started. Give a couple minutes for everybody to get on board here and get logged into the Zoom. So be patient with us. Thank you. Bruce, you may want to flip it to presentation.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Now it is.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. That looks good. Again, thank you for joining. We're just giving everyone a minute or two to log in and get on and get their audio and everything working, all those technical functions, right, Bruce?
Right. Last cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Well, for people on the West Coast, first cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's true too. A very early one. Okay, and thank you again, everybody. Just giving us a minute. We're allowing everyone to log in. We'll get started in about 30 seconds. Okay, good morning or good early afternoon, the East Coast folks. It's we're here today representing the Travel and Meeting Society, the Technology Committee, and we're here to present our new tool resource called Navigating the Travel Technology Ecosystem, a project that we've been working on for quite some time. I'm Caroline Meyer. I'm from Get Travel Solutions, and I've been in the industry for about 20 years. Really happy to be here to help out with TAMS and volunteering on this project. Bruce?
Yeah, thanks, Carolyn. I'm Bruce Kopkin with Emburse DVI and a 40-year road warrior who's looking forward to getting back on the road again, and in the meantime, helping the buyers in the market find the best ways to help us do that safely and effectively.
Wonderful. Just some housekeeping for folks. If you could all mute your, make sure you're muted and you don't have your video on, that's been disabled. The chat's been disabled, so you can use the Q&A. So please submit questions using the Q&A, and we will have a section for that at the end of the webinar. We'll be all set. So thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, word from our sponsor, Bruce.
Yeah, so we're really excited to have Deem as a sponsor for this webinar. With their powerful platform that allows travelers to customize their travel program and services and help their travelers do all this in a very simple and easy way, Deem is a perfect fit for this project. Unfortunately, Tani's had a personal thing come up and is unable to join us today, but has sent along some words that she'd like us to share with the audience. So I'll go ahead and read that now. Deem is a proud sponsor of the TAMS webinar, Navigating the Travel Technology Ecosystem. Deem's newly released software, ETA, is a mobile-first corporate business travel booking and management platform that is changing how the industry thinks about corporate travel and expense. With an intuitive, consumer-like user experience enhanced by beautiful and accessible design, ETA empowers travel managers and finance teams to control costs and provide proactive duty of care to travelers. You can learn more about Deem at deem.com.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bruce. And thank you to Deem for sponsoring this project. We really appreciate your support at TAMS. Today, we're going to briefly go over an overview of the project itself, what our goal was during this, the process of what we went through to put this tool together, and basically, what is it? We'll go through a brief demo and then we'll move on to Q&A. Again, please feel free to use the Q&A function to put your questions in. And at the end of this, we'll open up for that session. Thank you.
Great, absolutely. Love to get nice questions from everybody that we can work on that in an interactive way.
Yeah.
So, geez, I'm sure y'all are about as happy as I am that 2020 is over, the vaccine is rolling out, as we've all hoped it would, and travel is starting to pick up. But COVID sure did disrupt virtually everything in business travel. We're now returning from virtual no travel, but a lot sure has changed. Well, duty of care is absolutely critical now. Pre-trip approvals are more required than ever, and travelers are asking more questions than they ever did before during the booking process. And along with all of this, the pace of innovation in travel technology is rapidly increasing. So how is a buyer to respond to all these challenges, along with all the traditional ones that they've always had to work with? Our goal in this committee was to demystify the travel technology ecosystem by providing awareness to buyers on the travel technology available in multiple travel categories. So how do buyers maximize their supply mix from the technology itself? How do they evaluate a technology solution and its capabilities to integrate and how they all work with each other? And how do suppliers directly work with their bookings to work with the rest of their program? These are just some of the questions that we're wanting to work through and help the buyers be able to do this in a much easier way. And all of this is evolving so rapidly. This landscape is changing. It's hard for not only new people to the industry, but even people that have been in the travel industry 10, 20, 30 years to keep up with all these things. So what we really wanted to do was to provide an awareness and enable these buyers to locate the travel technologies available in the current travel ecosystem and have it change with time as we move forward, as companies ramp up getting more employees on the road again. And that deliverable that we wanted to come up with was an easy to use online tool so they can search and select possible technology suppliers to find more information. So how did we do that? Over to you, Carolyn.
Yeah, it was quite a process, that's for sure. We began planning this back when we were doing a roadmap for the technology committee in Q4 of last year, and this was something that was on the agenda here as a project. So a project team was put together to put this together, and we began by asking the technology committee their feedback. Then we went out to all of TAMS and asked everyone to put in their feedback. And we kept tracking this, and then eventually, came up with these categories for each the solution types that you'll see in the future in a moment when we show you the tool. But to come up with this and to figure out what, where everyone landed, where it made sense, and how you could see, different suppliers in different categories at the same time. So we really wanted to get to a point where we were drawing some integrations where you could show, this tool integrates with this tool. We didn't quite get that far, and we'll be working on a version 2.0 in next year. But we want to get this out as a base, so we get people going, get a taste for it, and we can continue to improve it. But a lot of SMEs jumped in here and gave us all kinds of feedback, and we developed this tool with a web designer, and it's up on the tamstravel.org. As tamstravel.org/navigator. So we came up with the name Navigator to keep it really simple and easy to remember. It also keeps in consistency with our technology committee projects, the earlier ones we've done, the evaluator, and then the assessment tool. The assessment tool was a workbook on travel technology for buyers to download and do a self-assessment. That's also available, and we used the same categories or solution types on the tool that they have, that they used in there. So we'll continue to kind of use the same framework as we're building in TAMS. And as you all know, TAMS is just coming up on its, I believe, 1-year anniversary. So we're pretty excited to get all this done in such a short amount of time, and really happy to be able to share this with everybody as a complimentary tool for you to, get some help and get your program in an optimal position.
Yeah, so what is it? What does it look like? So here's a screenshot. In just a moment, we'll actually get into a live demo of the tool itself. I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview first of what it is. At the top, this area here, it's broken down into 3 sections: pre-trip, on-trip, and post-trip. And you can select the sort of categories that you're looking for. The system will then pop up and then show you solution types, a little further breakdown within that category. And then ultimately, once you select that, it will pop up and show you some potential suppliers with links to their websites. They will actually go and very easily and quickly get to their websites. So in essence, in an example here, if you are interested in post-trip and analyzing data, you would just put a checkbox there. You would then select, I'm looking for data aggregators. And then beneath it now is a list of data aggregators. You can go ahead and just click on that and get right to their website. So really our goal, as we said, was to make this easy to use, intuitive, and then obviously we'll take it and make sure that it changes as we move forward as this technology landscape continues to change. So with that, I'm actually going to go ahead now and show you the system itself and how it works. And here is, hit the share button. So as you can see, it looks just like what I showed you on the PowerPoint a minute ago. So I'm glad that the Zoom technology is working. Another one of those technologies that probably none of us had probably even hardly heard of Zoom 15 months ago. And now it's become a noun, an adjective, a verb. So I'm going to zoom right in here for you. So if I went in here and I looked under pre-trip, and if I was interested in managing travel risk and something in those requirements areas, an area that's really grown in importance now, I would simply click on that button. As you can see, the solution types have now changed beneath it. And I've got everything from content aggregators through tax solutions, all the other pieces. If I was interested, maybe I want to find out a little bit more about duty of care, what's happening around that area. Simply click on duty of care. And now as I look beneath it, suppliers have changed. And it's giving me a list of all the different types of suppliers that we've seen in this area that are now part of this. You can simply go ahead and click on any of the other ones you wanted to, Anvil, Chubb, et cetera. Go ahead and look at these pieces. If I click on that, it would take me directly to their website. It's that simple. One of the things is for everybody, if maybe somebody's watching this in the background and you notice there's a new company that didn't come up, or maybe it's your company, there's a way to go ahead and get listed also. It's very, very easy to be added to this. We realize it's dynamic, it's going to always be changing. So after I've gone ahead and done that research on that area, maybe I have something else I'm interested in, maybe some emergency support during on-trip. Simply, again, go back and click on that. I can go ahead back and take a look at any one of these choices again. Maybe what are the TMCs providing in this area? Simply click on TMC. Now it's giving me choices in Amex, BCD, Carlson, FCM, Mackay, et cetera. And then I go ahead and make that choice down from there. Very, very simple to work with no matter what you're picking. I'll show one more. Again, I'll pick one at the top. I'm now interested in how I'm going to be doing my expense reporting requirements. Once again, I don't have to worry about clearing anything that I'm doing. I go ahead and just pick the choices, go ahead, then come in here, click it. It's giving me new, whoops, I unclicked it. Sorry about that.
Now you have to take one of them out.
I didn't unclick my previous one. So as you can see, multiple filtering there. So I've unclicked the pieces. Now I'm back.
It's a good example though, because sometimes like that, it shows where, in this group of suppliers, they don't have all three of those products, right? So that was kind of helping you figure out, they have this and they have this and they have that. There's lots of suppliers that have multiple products and different, solution types.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I want to mention was right underneath the suppliers, it says learn more about our suppliers at TAMS Marketplace. So TAMS has a wonderful marketplace so this you can just look, this is a navigator, kind of find the suppliers, search around, but then you can actually enter the marketplace as a buyer anonymously. It doesn't cost you anything. You can go in here and you can shop around, and you can, if you found one of those folks that you like, here's Deem, right? You could just go into Deem and then you could look at what they have, and you can make an appointment with them or request to have them send you information. So there's lots of different folks in the marketplace if you'd like to just punch right out of the navigator and go right into there and get engaged with them because you want to move forward and learn more. So we added that hyperlink on to help them move forward. This really helps you to understand like how they all work together, and then you can kind of go shopping is the idea. And then as Bruce said, I'm going to just reiterate, if there's a supplier's not listed, just click on the link. It literally sends us a form, and we will periodically update it. It's not instantly or automatically done, but every once in a while we'll update and make sure we've got everybody in there. So feel free to send those in if you're not there and you want to get on here.
So hopefully everybody got a nice view of how this all can work, how you can start at the very highest level of what you wanted to do, work your way down, and actually get right down to possible supplier technologies to help you out. So with that, I'm going to switch back to the PowerPoint, and we'll go ahead and continue where we were. Let's see. Boom. There we go. And we just went through that piece.
Yeah. And yeah, these are two quotes. Yeah, one was from myself, which I'm here, and also these are just some conclusions from myself and from Joe, who's on the line. She's it has another meeting going on, but is on the line here. She was part of the project team, and a quote from her as well. I know that Joe and Rachel from Optiva on our team did a wonderful job in helping us put this together. And Jason Kramer also from PredictX was part of the project team with Bruce and I. And we worked on this for a really long time. So we really appreciate it. And we definitely have some lofty goals in terms of where we want it to be. And we'll continue to work on this to make it even better, but welcome your suggestions and conversation dialogue around the new tool.
Yeah. Super. And then with that, I guess we're at the Q&A session. We've had a couple of them come in. One of them, and I think we talked about it a little bit, Caroline, was what's in store for Navigator moving forward?
Right. Well, I think we're really gonna try to work on trying to develop something that's can show those integrations, because that was really the idea in this ecosystem, and having another visual like that, something very easy and flat, but that can answer those questions, at least at the basic ones that we know of. So that seems pretty exciting to us. But on first round, we had to kind of baby step. It's like crawl, walk, run. So that's where we got on that one. Okay, we did have another question come in from Michael. It says, how exhaustive or specific will the site be or meant to be? For instance, can you specify your needs by region or volume? And how will your vet suppliers as their product offers as they actually place, and how extensively are still testing or on the drawing board? Okay. So in the Navigator tool is not meant, it's meant for you to be able to locate a supplier by the product solution that they're offering. And if you're looking for multiple products to identify those. So it doesn't have to do with your volume of your program. It would by your region where you're located. That's an excellent question. So we did try to include folks globally. We know we didn't hit the whole world. We know there's lots of suppliers out there. Again, feel free to submit. Joe and Rachel from they're based in London. They try to help us from an EMEA perspective in terms of getting some content and making sure we covered that section really well. And we do have TAMS members all over the globe that gave their input, but that doesn't mean that this list is all inclusive. It's certainly not. So, again, feel free to submit that. And when we're not vetting suppliers per se, if someone's writing in and saying, what we're vetting, it's an actual company, yes, and that they have a product, but that's pretty much it. And then we see, let's see, I have not a question, but a comment. So no question, but comment to say that this is a great tool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
I think it's all the questions we have right now, but obviously this is not a speak now or forever hold your peace moment.
Yeah.
Reach out to Caroline or myself or anybody else in TAMS for any other questions to learn more about the Navigator or about the marketplace in general, or even being a sponsor for other things that TAMS will be coming out with over the upcoming months. So.
Yeah, and I think next slide has our contact information for TAMS. And if you just want to reach us at technology, we are just technology@tamstravel.org. So we have the info on the bottom, but if you're trying to reach us, our group, our committee, that's our email. But yes, you can send in any general information and questions to the info button would probably be best. But if you're trying to reach this group specifically, that's the best way to reach us.
Make it easy.
Yeah, make it easy. Exactly. Well, Bruce, I know we're a little ahead on time here in terms of the session itself, but I think we've covered it. Unless people have some other questions, this really was intended to give you, a background of, why we built this, what it was for, and how to use it so you can get on and use it yourself. So we want you to be able to do that and play around with it. And feel free to come back with us with feedback, et cetera. And we'd love to hear more.
Well, thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks, Caroline.
Thank you. Thanks, Bruce.
Bye-bye.
And thank you, everybody, for attending. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.